I mean, this is the worst roadmap I think we've probably ever had in Hitman 3. Yo, what's up guys, my name is Mr. Freeze2244 and welcome to the roadmap for this season of Sloth. So I could call it the June roadmap, which is what I'm going to name it, because we had one for May. And they're changing the times between 4 weeks to 5 weeks to 6 weeks, so it's up to them how long they want to stretch this stuff out. Obviously they're padding the content out until it gets released on Steam, so they could probably release something significant next year. I doubt it, but I'm hopeful that might happen. But we'll have to wait and see. But spoilers, this roadmap is not very good at all. It's not great. And I'm going to make a separate video on the subject of my frustration about the direction of the way Hitman 3 is going. Because it's hit a point where I can't just hold it in anymore. I need to vent my frustrations out with this game and the direction that it's taken. Because it's not in a good place right now. And it's losing a lot of its audience. And it needs to be, addressed, at least from my point of view anyway. I mean, this is the worst roadmap that we probably ever had in Hitman 3. And that's saying something. So let's take it from the top. So, from the top, IOI Interactive released a blog yesterday on the season of Sloth, revealing all the details of what's coming out between the June 15th and July 19th. And from the top it says, chill out, take it easy. The season of Sloth in Hitman 3 is slowly approaching with Act 3 of the 7 Deadly Sins and the first elusive target in Berlin. Whenever you feel like it, get ready for a look ahead at what's coming in Hitman 3's season of Sloth. So it shows you a trailer of the DLC, which we've already covered. 7 Deadly Sins continues with Act 3 Sloth. Save all your energy for the Sloth depletion escalation and go deep into the mind of Agent 47. Experience a new take on the Dartmoor location, plus unlock new sin-themed items and suits to show off your inner sloth. Each act of the 7 Deadly Sins to be purchased. They've done this twice now, how they've worded this, and it doesn't make sense. It says this is what it says word for word. Each act of the 7 Deadly Sins be purchased individually. Be purchased. What the hell does that mean? Altogether at a reduced price as part of the 7 Deadly Sins collection. They've done that twice now, because that's two typos they've done now, and it doesn't make sense. So the first bit of content we're really getting is the DLC, and if you didn't buy the DLC, the first real bit of content for free-to-play players is the new elusive target, the Liability. So the world's worst construction inspector is in Berlin for a limited time. Find him and eliminate him, but don't take too long about it. You have 11 days starting on June 17th to complete this contract. So that's starting from tomorrow. So we'll get to that as soon as we possibly can. And it's really random that they're using 11 days. I mean, they took a day off the last elusive target, I believe. They finished that a day early, just as they did before. It's just strange how they're doing this. There's no awards attached to the elusive targets, by the way, these new ones. And again, it's coming back to the point where everyone is basically saying we don't really want to play it unless there's a reward linked to these elusive targets. And no, there's not even a real reason why there's no rewards for these new elusive targets. I mean, where's the incentive really to even play these new elusive targets? Because they're not very good. We've had 2 so far, and they've both been so simple, so straightforward, that it's just child's play at this point. But yeah, the Liability elusive target is going to come out tomorrow. From June 17th to June 28th. You know what bothers me about this picture as well? Is it's not the in the Liability. It's off-center. It looks that way anyway. But it bothers me. It bothers my OCD. The next part that comes out on June 24th is featured contracts by Outside Extra. I have no idea who these guys are. But it says, we're excited to have Jane, Mike and Andy creating some Sloth-inspired contracts for all players this month. You'll know them from Outside Xbox, don't know who they are, where they've been regularly playing elusive targets and creating all sorts of videos throughout the World of Assassination trilogy, because they're the only YouTube channel that exists that covers Hitman. Regular viewers will know that stealth, poison and explosions are likely to be on the table here. Thankfully, they've been all clear to leave the medical area of Miami, and their doppelgangers in Son of Fortuna won't slow them down. I'm assuming that's some sort of inside joke that isn't actually funny, but yeah. Next thing we have is that they announced on their live stream as well. They talked about it for about 10-15 minutes because they was really excited about this one thing, which I'm really not bothered about. The featured contracts unlock. The featured contracts from Outside Extra will be the first chance to unlock the ICA FA Stealth Ducky Edition. Do they want to add any more words to that? I don't think they do. Complete a total of 40 unique featured contracts and you'll have this unique ICA variant to call your own. So it's a fully automatic pistol. It's terrible in every situation. Don't know why you'd ever use it. It looks horrible. But you complete 40 featured contracts, but what it doesn't state is that you need to make sure they are Hitman 3 featured contracts, even though in the live stream they said you can use any locations featured contracts to top it up, which was a lie, because it says Hitman 3 locations, including the ICA facility. So technically, you don't need these featured contracts to do it, because there's plenty of ICA facility contracts to top this up to level 40. So if you really are excited about this kind of pistol instead of the gold baller, then go for it. But the next thing on the list is the location rotation. So it says Sapienza. Slow down, chill out, take it easy, go to the beach, eat an ice cream, visit the morgue. The relaxing coastal town of Sapienza is your destination for the location rotation this season, which means all Hitman 3's free starter pack players and Hitman 3 owners will have unlimited access to everything that this jewel of coast, Amalfi Coast has to offer for 10 days. So, wait, unlimited access. Does that mean you can play it forever once you've downloaded it? Because if it's between June 25th and July 4th, which is 10 days, how is it unlimited access? Unless you only have that period of time to download it so you can keep it forever. If that's the case, then great. But yeah, you can play Sapienza for free between June 25th and July 4th. So if you're an old player that already has this location, there's nothing new between the June 25th or July 4th week. Until July 2nd, we have the elusive tiger called the Twin in Sapienza. Two identical twin brothers. One is the client, the other is your target. If you kill or harm your client, you fail. Track down the twins, identify the target, and take your shot. Or cross your fingers and go YOLO. Sure, cool. So if I remember correctly, one of them has a watch, and one of them doesn't. And I think I can't remember which one. I think the one with the watch is the one you have to kill. I'm not completely certain on that though, so don't take my word for it. But it's been 5 years since I played this, so we'll get around to doing this again eventually. I mean, it is one of the good elusive targets, to be fair, but it's just something, again, it's just rehashed content, which really not a lot of people want to play. And if it's your first Sapienza elusive target, because this is our second Sapienza elusive target now, but if this is your first one, then you'll get the Sapienza Italian suit with gloves as an unlock as well. It doesn't say that. Probably they'll flake out of it again, just like they did with the tuxedo with gloves, but we'll see. Next thing on the list is more featured contracts. It says, after their long-awaited return of the Season of Pride, the honour of creating featured contracts is back with the Hitman community once again. Later this month, 3 more community members will have their sloth-inspired creations added into Hitman 3 for all players to amble their way through. So on July 8th, we have more featured contracts by the Hitman community. On July 15th, a week later, we have more featured contracts. So that's 3 chunks of featured contracts and no new escalation for anyone that's a free-to-play player. It wouldn't be Sloth-inspired season without Hitman's best-known speedrun community involved. We've asked the speedy clown himself, Rody7, to work with the speedrun community and create 3 Sloth-inspired contracts for all players to race through. If you saw the IGN video of Hitman 3 developers reacting to speedruns of the game at launch, you'll remember that Rody7 picked up Silent Assassin rating on Dubai to campaign mission in just 17 seconds. Head over to the official Discord channel or follow on Twitter for updates on the regular events, competitions and live streams. But yeah, it's good on Freddy for getting this, but 3 batches of featured contracts, basically back to back, I'm not a fan of that at all. And then finally we have the complete list of everything that's on the screen there. Yeah, like I said, it's definitely the worst month of content that we've had since launch of Hitman 3. I don't know what they're doing anymore. I don't know what they're doing. There's not even a new escalation. As bad as they've been, at least it's something. 3 sets of back-to-back featured contracts that no one really is caring about. And you're trying to make people play it by giving you this really ugly pistol, which is never going to get used because it's a fully automatic. Like, why couldn't it just be, if you're going to do something like this, why couldn't it just be a silver ball or just the same color? I don't know, man. I just don't understand what they're doing. A lot of people asked for the gold baller, and the only way you can play with the gold baller was when you build it in Mendoza, in the basement. But even, they've now removed the ability to even build that weapon now. So you can't use the gold baller at all. What's the point of that? Everyone's been begging for a gold baller. They say they're aware of it, and then they remove the only way of actually playing with it. Just like they removed the electrocution phone. It's like they don't want you to have fun in the game. They want you to suffer with their featured contracts and their escalations that are limiting your loadout and limiting your ability to change disguises, which is what the game's all about. But, you know, I'm not going to rant about this. So this is going to be for a separate video, but to summarise this season of Sloth, what we've got: the 7 Deadly Sins Act 3 Sloth DLC, which we've already covered on the channel, so if you need a walkthrough for that, I'll leave a link, well, a drop down card right now on the screen. The Liability Berlin Elusive Target, that's the only new thing we've got this month, really, which is coming tomorrow. For some reason it's coming on Thursday. That's strange, isn't it? Outside extra feature contracts, Sapienza's free to play for new players, Hitman community featured contracts, the Twin Elusive Target, and 47 Speedrunner community featured contracts as well. So if you're excited for all these featured contracts, good for you. I personally won't be playing these. I'm not into featured contracts at all. I won't be covering those in videos either. I'm going to pretty much retire me doing walkthroughs for featured contracts. Yeah, I'm not doing them because I just don't want to play them, to be honest. But yeah, that's pretty much going to wrap it up, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for listening to me. I appreciate it. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, what you think about this roadmap as well. Are you as disappointed as I am, or are you actually excited for all this stuff? Let me know in the comments. I'm interested to know what you think. Thank you very much for watching. Feel free to drop a like on this video, subscribe if you are new to the channel, of course, and hit the bell notification to be notified of all future videos and live streams. So as soon as the Elusive Target video goes up tomorrow, you'll be alerted straight away. And consider supporting me on Patreon, or even becoming a member of the channel by clicking the join button below, or clicking the link in the description. And I will see you guys in the next video, which is tomorrow's Elusive Target. I'll see you there, guys. Cheers.